Hey y'all, it's your girl Rose and I'm back with another video. Yes, back again. So I recently completed my application for the Tennessee bar and I wanted to share with you all my initial thoughts and just some things that came up that I did not know fully was going to come up and just in this process. So as you may or may not know, after law school, in order to be a licensed attorney, you must take a state bar. Well, you must take the bar exam in a state. It may not be particular state law, or it may be the uniform bar exam as I'm taking, which is administered throughout various states. That would give me eligibility to be licensed in various states based on the score that I received. So, it's a big deal. You hear about the bar application from the beginning of law school. You hear lots of things about the bar application from the beginning of law school. And something that I will say that I'm grateful for, my bar prep professor, during our 1L year, she straight up told us, do whatever you can do to ensure that you will not have to work during bar prep. And that stuck out to me because I'm a financially independent student and I want to be able to pass the bar on the first try. I want to set myself up for the best opportunity to be able to pass the bar on the first try. So when she said that, I was like, okay, I'm going to start saving little monies that I have because I will have to pay for my bar application and I will also have to pay for my living expenses while I'm not working and studying for the bar. Typically, bar prep starts the third week of May and ends, of course, prior to taking the bar the last week of July. And so it's about 8 weeks or so of bar prep. That's 2 months. So that's 2 months where I would not be making an income that I would need to still be able to support myself financially. That's how I thought about it when she immediately said it. So I said, okay, I need to be saving. I need to be saving for the application, which I'm going to get into, and then I need to be saving for my living expenses. Now, there may be people who are fortunate and blessed to not have the same type of living expenses where they need to save so much like myself, or where they may receive scholarships for their bar applications and things of that nature. But for me, I went into this thinking I'm financially sourcing myself, so I need to do what I can to ensure that I have what I need to be able to set myself up in the best situation. So my saving really didn't fully come into play until like the end of last year and this year, when right now I'm working 2 jobs. I'm a judicial law clerk and I'm working for the diversity office. So both are part-time jobs, but I'm able to save, money in addition to my financial aid, scholarships, and loans, that money that I've been using to support myself. So in addition to those 2 jobs, I've also relied on financial aid to support myself. So I've been saving, and our application opened on March 1st. Now, prior to March 1st, they told us to work on the character and fitness portion because that does take a long time to get all the information. You have to have all your addresses for the last 10 years. You have to have all your employers, like the people who employed you. You need to contact for them for the last, I believe it was 10 years. You need to have any driving offenses, tickets, any criminal offenses, anything in your background. You need to have that information, name, phone number, address, upload proof, whatever, documents. You need to have all of that stuff to submit for your character and fitness. And this is important because they are going to essentially dive into your whole life, your finances, your debts. If you have any bankruptcies, they're going to dive into your whole life to essentially determine whether or not you are fit to sit for the bar to be eligible to be a licensed attorney. And that matters because the legal field is about ethics. It's about being an ethical, law-abiding person. And lawyers who are people who, you know, administer justice and the rule of law have to be ethical. And so they're going to go through and check everything you said. You know, they're going to go through and check your law application to make sure you properly reported offenses and things of that nature to the law school. They want to make sure that you are ethical. So they're going to do a deep dive. So I started working on that application when they told us to a couple months back, and by March 1st I had it finished. So I had all my addresses. I have, you know, the names and the addresses of people who are going to serve as references for me. I had all my employers, and I did the research. Like, some employers I had briefly, they've changed, so I looked for their contact information and added that. It was just so much stuff. And so I was glad to have that done. So of course I would double check and recheck and double check and recheck, which I suggest anyone does for this application, because you don't want to have issues. They're already going to dig up and look, and so anything that you can do to make sure you've done your part, you know, good. And that's another thing I will say. If you didn't report things to your law school, do report them prior to submitting any portion of your bar application. You don't want to look like a liar. You don't want to look like you were trying to withhold information for the bar, because the bar is going to confirm with your law school. So you don't want to look like you're somebody who's dishonest simply because you forgot to report. Report it to your, whatever your honor council is. I serve as a member of the honor council, but whatever your honor council is, go report it. Report it to your dean. Go report it and get that situation handled so that you can properly address it on your bar application. And so, yeah, the first thing we had to do was finish the character and fitness. I'm pulling in my bank statement because I want to tell y'all how much I paid for the character and fitness portion. Yes. So to submit my character and fitness application, after it was all finished, I had to pay $355. And that's a lot of money. $355. That was just that piece. Before I could even submit anything to the Tennessee bar, I had to pay that $355, because you also have to upload your character and fitness application to your Tennessee bar application if you're in Tennessee. It may be different in other states. You can always go on and check what they want you to do, but that's what you have to do in Tennessee. And in Tennessee, you have to be finished with the character and fitness portion, that application, before you can apply for the bar. And so I had to pay that. Then I went on to do the Tennessee application, which of course was not as it wasn't as thorough, I guess, or it didn't require as much information as the character and fitness, but of course it did require information, and you want to make sure your information matches what you said on the character and fitness. So again, just make sure you have your ducks in a row for that. I'm trying to find how much I paid for this, and I know it was a lot of money, and for some reason it is not coming up, so give me a second. Okay, that was the character and fitness. Okay, so for my Tennessee application, after I submitted everything, of course you have to pay. I had to pay $625. So you got $355, then you got $625 just to submit the application. Now, mind you, if you're somebody who was not a rep for a bar prep company, which I suggest you do, I don't care what bar prep company you rep for, I suggest you rep for a bar prep company starting your 1L so that you can get your bar prep course for free. That's what I did. I'm a Themis rep, so my Themis bar prep is free, and I recommend anyone gets on board, of course, you should be a Themis rep. I'm a Themis rep. I think that's great. But again, if for some reason there aren't any spots to be a Themis rep, I highly recommend you just become a bar rep for Kaplan or Barbary, so that you can benefit from not having to pay $2,000+ for bar rep, because that will be in addition to what I just mentioned as far as applying for the bar, right? So I paid those, and now I'm in the waiting game. So now I'm waiting for them to review what they can. I'm waiting for character and fitness to review and determine if I'm fit to sit for the bar, or determine if they need to interview with me, or all that jazz. And then of course the Tennessee bar, you have to have an interview. So after they review all your information, you have to have an interview with them. And I don't believe my bar stuff will be finished anytime soon, simply because the only thing I'm missing from my application is my verification from my school, and they won't verify fully until after graduation. So that's that. But that piece is done, and again, I'm glad it's done because I don't want to be stressed about it right now. So yeah, I guess I could have did the research to figure out how much it was going to cost beforehand, but I didn't. But I knew it was going to cost a lot of money, but I was like, goodness gracious. Now I will say, your school may do like my school. My school has a bar prep scholarship that you can apply for, and they look at your finances and determine how much money they will give you. And I recently was awarded some money towards that, so that's a blessing, and I'm grateful for that, because again, we're broke and we're saving and we're trying to live, and so I'm grateful for that support. So yeah, y'all. Oh, I will say something with the character and fitness. In order for it to be finalized, though, they have like 2 different forms. You have to send a pay confirmation, and you have to send an authorization of release to them. I did it right after I completed the application and paid. So I printed off the little forms, and then I uploaded them to my computer. And then there's an address, an administrative address that you send it to. I sent that to them right after I did it, just so I can know it's done. That was my thing. I need to know it's done. Now, part of the character and fitness piece, if you have any uploads, you don't see them on your application. So when my application was finished and I went to download it so that I could be able to upload it to the Tennessee bar, I was like, where are my attachments? Like, I have a teaching license, so they ask about different licensures. I had to attach my teaching license, but when I looked at the application, I did not see my teaching license. So I was like, no, things aren't right. So I just emailed them through the help portal. I emailed them, and they confirmed that they did receive all my uploads, which I was grateful for. And then they sent me the PDF with all my uploads, and then they put that in my file cabinet so that all of that could be synced. So I downloaded my application, and then I downloaded those uploads, and then when I went to submit my Tennessee bar application, I just put the uploads in one file, and then the character and fitness application in another file, and put those with that application. So you want to go back and make sure all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure you have time to do that. The deadline for Tennessee, I believe the first deadline is May 1st, and I believe the second deadline is May 20th, or the last deadline for you to have all your materials into the bar is May 20th. And so, again, anything you could do to get ahead of that to make sure you have what you need, I would do it, just so you're not stressed about it. Now I'm just stressed wondering what they're doing with my information, and if they're, I don't know. Now that's the stress. But as far as the process, that's done. And it's just a lot of money. And then you got to still pay for other stuff. So it's just too much stuff to pay for. But y'all, if you have any questions about the bar application where I'm at in my process now, feel free to leave them below, and I will comment or write you, or I'll make another video. I am going to make another video as the process goes on. So once I hear back about character fitness, I'm going to make a video about character fitness. Once I hear back from the Tennessee bar about interviews or what they might need, or whatever the next step is, I'm going to make a video so that you all can know that process as well. But yes, y'all, so this video is now 15 minutes, and I believe I shared my limited knowledge in the quickest way possible. But again, if you have questions, leave them below. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscription button. While you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button, because I know you like this video and I know you appreciate this information. And until next time, it's your girl Rose. Peace.